EVP and everything. But the thing that it told us right before it stopped working was that it said, "Can't talk, demon."
Oh, not at all.
Yeah. And so, and then that was in the communication. These ladies, this is the female, I can't even talk right now. The, where the females were housed. And, you know, it has some of these ladies with their names and stuff. The very first group, when we first started here, we went all the way down to almost the last cell on the end on the left. There's some chairs and stuff in there, and we were doing the ITC. And it said my name, and then I asked, you know, what your name is, if it was a female or not, and it said Kate. And I didn't notice that Kate is right here on this list until after we were done. Someone said, "Kate's on the list." And so, but something else that it had said that we didn't catch on to, it said top right. She's on the top right, I guess.
If you're facing this.
Yeah. Right. Well, to the right side of the board, I don't know. Because there's some other, I don't know. I know yesterday they were getting Frida's name when they were doing some investigating over here, EVPs or whatever. But there's been communication, it seems like, with maybe some of the ladies that were housed here, but it got cut short. But we're gonna. It's been an hour. There's two ladies down there. Are they gone now? They're all done. They've been doing the dowsing rods, which I'm not a big fan of dowsing rods, but I was very impressed with the session that they were doing. They were asking this prisoner, it was an old man, I guess, that had been there for 27 years, question after question. I'm watching these rods just open and close for yes and no. And then I even did it myself. And that was my second time using dowsing rods, but my whole body was shaking and they were just opening wide up. I was asking some serious questions. And the one question I asked, I said, you know, that the rods would go back to straight. And I'd ask a question and I said, are there demonic spirits here that are keeping the other spirits, human spirits, from speaking to us? And the rods just went wide open like this, which gave me chills because you could feel a difference. It changed in here when they stopped talking. So I don't know what's going on right now, but we can sure try. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit though because I've never had dowsing rods work for me, and they were obviously working. Has anyone else ever used dowsing rods before? Kind of a strange thing. Let me get this ITC device.
What is ITC?
ITC stands for intertrans. Damn. I can't even think right now. I'm like shook up still from the last group that just got done doing the dowsing rods. I'm like speechless right now. Huh? Yeah. You can sit right here. Oh, yeah.
You sure?
Okay. Here, sit right here. This side right here. This is Diana, and looks like she brought her dowsing rod, so we'll go over there in a second if this doesn't work. But yeah, the third group, we were just sitting here like listening to nothing, like it just stopped talking. But this little device has a dictionary of words in it. Bill Chappell designed this. It's an app for iPhone. And based on changes around the phone, it uses the antennas to detect changes in the magnetic field that's around the phone through the antennas. And by sliding these sliders left and right, you can change the sensitivity. And what this device does is it takes the beginning pieces of words and puts them together with other words to create any word it wants to. So when this thing is talking, this is a male voice. Oops, should I turn the speaker on? It shouldn't make any sense at all. It should just spit out a bunch of gibberish. Because it won't allow it to say the full word. It only says a fraction of the beginning of it to piece it with other words to make new words. So the way this works is you turn this on and you slide the sensitivity to the right until it stops talking. And you find that threshold right to where it talks and doesn't talk. And then you ask questions. And the theory is that the energy around this phone, if a spirit can manipulate that, can make it select different words to talk to you. And tonight's been really relevant when it was working.
Level wars hurry.
So, since this is a female ward,
My hope save.
we're going to use a female voice.
One big rest.
Okay?
Time or
So, I'm sliding,
Take them, turn it.
I'm sliding the sliders farther to the right so that it won't talk as much. And then I'll just sit here for a second. And we'll ask a question until we get an answer. Are there any females here that want to speak to us?
Shit.
What-
Shit.
Yeah. Are you swearing at me? And you notice how it's silent because the sliders are pretty far to the right.
There. Run up.
So it took a lot to make it say something. So something affected this.
Hold on.
Who am I speaking to?
Eastern. GX and 4. Self. Multi.
Can you give me a name of who we're speaking to?
Top.
Who are we talking to? Can you say my name?
Or class. Manta. The trick.
See, it doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't. But when it does, and even if it said a word, it would have to create that word from other words. So tonight it said
I'm scared.
prisoner.
Ouch.
It actually put together a sentence. It said get off my bed
A group.
in that other cell.
Happiness.
Happiness. That's strange.
Case.
It said
None.
police, and it said cellmate, which I thought that was kind of interesting. And it said my name 3 times, William, and Kate,
Case.
like 4 times. Kate, are you here?
Though. Abda. Wide up. Dying.
Are you able to speak to us, Kate? I'm making it pretty difficult for them to talk
What?
by having these sliders way over here, so I'm just slowly inching it back.
Rose.
Is that easier for you?
Gloria.
Gloria.
Gong.
It said Gloria about 5 times tonight.
Affair.
Who is Gloria?
Can. Sharp.
Can we ask you questions?
Broad.
Brad. Who are we speaking to?
Cut. So fit. Self-met. Cute how. Bang. And girl.
Girl.
Or fun. My name.
My name?
Dame.
Is that your name?
Bill tape. Cousins.
You say something presents?
Pete. Mary. Ready.
Are you trying to come through and speak to us? Are you figuring this device out?
Zar. Five.
Or is there a setting that I need to change to make it easier for you?
Bell roll.
It's not working good.
Thank me. Falls.
Is there a different device you'd rather that we use than this to communicate?
Labor. Patient.
Patient.
Slam. Hand.
Is there someone preventing you from speaking to us?
Clock. Put. Fan. Down. Control. Send hot big wave. Spears.
Spears.
See. Under. First win. Represent. Project the hell.
You're not,
Count other.
you're not making sense. Let me try a different setting. How about this?
Teams from 11. Sword. No. Any questions?
Unfortunately, it's not working correctly. It's not working how it's supposed to. So, it's not working right now. It was working very well for the first hour and a half, and then it just stopped. So, we tried some, we haven't really gotten any EVPs with the digital recorder. Did you guys get to be with Mark and Debbie tonight so far? Mark, where's Debbie at?
They told me her dog passed away, her
Are
dog
you
died
serious?
at the kennel.
She's a wreck.
Oh, wow.
She just left.
Ugh.
She shouldn't have been here to begin with. She's not okay.
Sorry to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We were in death.
We were in death
row, and Mark's like, "I'm here," and then they're like, "Where's Debbie?"
It said that?
Yeah.
Said where's
Yeah.
that? Two EVPs and two different spots.
And we had one in the group that had a big red mark down his back after we left death row.
I don't like that place.
And it was
Death
burning
Row is
real
crazy.
bad.
That's where we started.
Okay.
And then I got an EVP early on that was really pretty good. Did you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure. Then I think that we should let Diana try her dowsing rods over there.
Who's that?
That was an EVP?
That was an EVP. Did you hear
What?
what was that?
Yeah, it was really breathy too. That's
Yes, and
creepy.
that was right at the entrance to 5.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's-
wild?
Yeah, that's a really good EVP. All right. It's tough to to provide evidence and to have things happen. There's no control over it, but you guys know that. But
We know that.
but
Did someone just scream?
Yeah, I heard the scream.
Was somebody screaming because they were scared, or was that a scream?
Oh, I heard a scream down there.
No, were you telling me this is the shadow hallway?
come down here and bring your dowsing rods. I'm gonna show you this area.
Yeah, I kept him.
Okay. How long, you guys have been here
Last
for
night.
how long tonight?
We never moved last night, we never moved tonight.
They've been here for hours. And her, for those of you that are back, you guys can come over here, there's more room over here. She's been running these dowsing rods. First of all, tell us what you think about who's in this cell, who it is. You've asked how many questions? Hundreds of questions. Yeah, it wore me out. I did it for 15 minutes and I'm wore out.
Last night, when we started to walk past here, we were just walking past and I heard psst, and I just totally sound like Jeff. And I'm like, oh, it's Jeff, he's totally hiding. And it wasn't, so I was like, okay, we'll stop, we'll do these. I didn't have a lot of belief in these. I'd never used them. So we used them and it was almost like, like look at my hand right now. Like it's almost vibrating to like a point, like but not the rest of my body, just the hands. It's like intense electricity. So we started asking questions. It claimed, I don't know if it's lying, it wasn't a male, it wasn't a female. It's not of this planet. It's not of this universe. It's from another universe. It was imprisoned and it is dead. It's considered dead in its universe. It felt guilty for what it was imprisoned for. And as its penance, it's allowed to choose where it goes and what it does. It chose to come to Earth and counsel spirits that are confused and stuck here. And it cannot stop anyone, any spirit leaving here and following, but it tries. That's part of its counseling. Michael and Marty Perry came here with us earlier, and Michael also didn't believe this. And then he started using them, and of course he feels it more intensely than I do. And he could only do it for like 2 minutes, and he was like, I have to stop. But he's like, that's insane. And he said, what it feels like, and it does, it feels like something, when it takes a hold, it's like it grips really hard, and it keeps you stable, and then he uses your body. It's almost like he's enveloping you and controls you. He really grounds you. It feels like your feet are lead, and they get really hot.
Yeah.
And Billy made a very good point. It's like electricity, like you were saying.
When I was holding it, I said, I've done it once, let me try it. So I stood there, and when I put my feet on the ground and held my hands together, you take these, and you let gravity keep them straight. And you don't hold them up here like this so that they just spin around. You actually let gravity hold them about like that. And once your energy, once it like connects with your energy, your whole arms just, it's hard to explain, but it's like she said, if someone's around you, it's just with your energy, but I could feel it, my legs got tight, and my heels started getting hot, and it made me think about, I've been an electrician for a long time, doing construction stuff, and I know that when you get struck by lightning, you ground through your heels, and most people that get struck by lightning, their heels are blown out from grounding, and that's all I could think about was like, wow, I'm grounding to the earth right now, and your heels get hot. Like, I felt like I was on a hot pavement or something. Did that happen to you at all when you were doing it?
I mean, you get hot and sweaty, but not
Yeah,
that
I
intense.
had to stop after 15 minutes, but then just the energy starts separating those rods when you're asking questions. And this guy, for yes, he likes to open them to say yes and then crosses no.
And Michael said that there was an inmate here, a human inmate, and it was a male, and he likes being here because of the females. And then just now we asked the, I don't know, but being, if he was also here to help the inmate, and he said yes. And was it working? And he said no, that it's difficult for him to help this inmate. But that's who he's attached to right now, is helping this inmate. Now, when you, and I told Allie this, I don't know if I should say it, but because I don't want to ruin anything, but when anybody asks demonic questions, it's like, it's way more intense than regular questions.
Right.
And it opens up real fast.
Yeah. And
Anyone other than my questions or your questions?
No, anytime any of us ask about, like, when someone would ask the demonic question,
Right.
the answers were always way more intense than if
Oh,
he just
yeah.
was like, yes, I like cheese, you know, or
Sure.
It was a quick
it was that it's more, it's stronger.
Okay.
That was neat.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll just, and if you're like me, I was very skeptical of dowsing rods. I thought that was absolutely silly that can happen, but I can tell you, it's legit.
Yeah.
And if you just watch them, and the angle that she has them on, gravity should keep them straight. They will just separate like this, and their hands are not rocking back and forth. It's strange,
Has
really
her
strange.
knuckles kind of touching, so she's very stable.
But Billy's right, it's hard to concentrate, so I'm gonna let you guys ask the question.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Thank you for being here with us. We have a group right here that wants to listen and ask questions. Is that okay with you if we all are around you right now? Go apart for yes and cross for no.
Sometimes it takes 10 to 15 seconds after a question for the energy to be built up, and then there's an answer.
There's turn the light. Oh, yeah. Great, thank you.
And sometimes you'll see them actually twitch. They'll go like that, like electricity's spreading, like magnets.
Doing great, thank you.
And he's very kind, this spirit. He's answering. I was asking really deep questions.
Do you have one you're going to ask him?
Yeah. So you asked him about my frankincense.
Yes, I asked, can he stop anything from following us home? And he said no. So can you let us know too, again, so you can show Billy, does the frankincense work to protect us? If we use the frankincense, will that protect us from anything when we go home? Open for yes and close for no. You're doing great. Can you open up just wider so people can see? Doing awesome. Thank you very much. So it looks like yes, that frankincense will help us. Can you go back to neutral to show that we can start a new question with you?
That's the other thing. Every time I've ever seen anyone do dowsing rods, usually have to reset. The person doing it has to reset. he's able to bring them back to neutral on his own.
And usually he'll do it when we're alone, he'll just bring it back by himself, and Dre will feel him relax, and it'll go straight.
When it was just the three of us and not a big group, the responses were a lot quicker, so I don't know if the energy of a group, I don't know how it works, but.
We asked him, he said, yeah, it's a little harder to concentrate.
I asked you before that we know that there's another male spirit with you. Are you counseling this male spirit and trying to help him in here? Open for yes and close for no.
It's going down the legs now.
Yeah.
Once it hits my heels, it always
It
goes
takes a
fast.
second. It's like trying to hook up a battery with connectors, and then once it happens, just
So you're doing great, you're trying
it's
to help
hard
the
to keep
spirit.
from shaking when you're doing it because you feel like you're being electrocuted a little bit. Not a lot, but
I'm
like.
gonna ask this question again, maybe you can go back to neutral for us and just relax and go to neutral, and I'm gonna ask this question I asked a few minutes ago so everyone can see the answer. Just relax and go to neutral. Doing great.
No. I wouldn't know what that was.
Okay, I asked, you're helping this male spirit, is this going well? Are you feeling like you're actually helping him? Or are you helping the spirit? Is it hard? Are you helping it? Cross for no. Are you helping this male spirit okay? Yeah, see, he's having, that's what we asked before, he's having problems helping this male spirit. So you're not, it's hard helping the male spirit. Thank you. Okay, you're back.
I have an idea. Why don't you take a break and let Dinah try hers and just to see if he's able to, you know, what I mean, just to give you, just to give you a break. You've been doing it a long time. Try yours, Dinah.
Okay?
Yes,
Well,
it's
try
really
the
kind of
ones you
awesome,
bought.
but it's intense.
All right. So Diana's gonna try and talk to you just like Dre was, and we'd love it if you could answer the questions. Open for yes and close for no. And Diana, do you have a question you'd like to ask him?
Is there some sort of name that you would like to be called? I know you're not from this universe, but is there something we could call you? Do you have a nickname or a name?
It took him a minute to
It
figure out,
takes it, yeah.
to figure out my energy, and once he had it, it just felt like he switched a light on.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing.
Walk us through it, Dinah, and tell us how you feel too, because is it different than last night when you were communicating with that other spirit?
Yeah, I actually feel dizzy.
That's how it starts.
Well, it looks like you're opening it up, so you do have a nickname or a name that if we knew it, we would call you it.
How could we guess?
Yeah. Can you relax and go to neutral, and then we can ask another question maybe?
And for your sake, Dinah, it might be easier if you put your fists together because
There we go. Yeah.
it's
Stabilizes you more.
it's hard to
Yeah.
with him. Like you'll start shaking.
Yeah. Do you mind having her talk to you with her dowsing rods? Because I know they're different from Dre's. Is it, what was my question?
Is it okay?
Is it okay for her to talk to you? Open for yes and close for no. Can you open real big so we can all see it? Keep pushing open.
It's weird when you said that. My hands were flexing like I was still holding them.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird. Thank you so much for pushing them open.
My only guess, keep standing there and letting him know you, because like it took me a while to get to know me yesterday. I mean, I feel like I'm for 2 nights. But, and the same thing, when Jolie did it, like, she started feeling it, but when we ask, is it okay if other people talk to you, my hands would tingle also. It's almost like he's checking.
I know, someone who's done it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been ID'd.
Is there a demon here?
There you go.
Is there a demon here? Open for yes and close for no? Is there a demon in this row for the women's row? Is there a demon here? Open for yes and close for no?
I'm feeling really nauseous.
I'll say, do you feel dizzy, Dad? At all?
I actually feel like the floor is moving.
I think he's trying to figure your energy out. My heels started getting warm.
Yeah, my feet are burning a little bit.
Into your stomach. Sorry, girls.
Can you go back to neutral so we can ask a new question? I know you're figuring out her energy, but maybe just relax for a second.
You guys feel the cold air coming out of there now?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just cold breeze.
No.
Can you go back to neutral and just relax for a second?
And he seems to like it if you breathe slow and deep. With every exhale, I felt like you were heading to numbing with every exhale. I don't know if that makes any sense. But just,
It's a little, is it feeling like he's pressing it open? Or?
You know, be it left.
You can bring it back to neutral.
So you have to share this last.
Oh, he said